All right. Welcome to episode one of our celebrity series. We are joined with Luc Douglas from HangrCo. How you doing, Luke?
Great. How you boys doing today?
Doing great, man. It's been a little while since we've seen you. I think last time I saw you was at the Kansas event.
Yes,
Got to
sir.
hang out with you a little bit. It was a blast. How'd you like that, man?
It was awesome. It was uh way cooler than I didn't know what to expect, but it was very well put together, very well run, pretty easy to follow. People were just amazingly nice. So that was there wasn't a bunch of assholes there, so I did appreciate that. It was nice. It was fun. Is what it was. I didn't get to shoot everything I wanted to shoot, but I hung out, with you guys a lot more, and that's fine. That's what it's about too. So hanging out and
Well,
flinging arrows. So
yeah, there was a lot of hanging out there. The weather wasn't exactly on our side that weekend, but I
yeah.
think everybody there made the best of it. I saw a lot of guys shooting in the downpour. We had a little bit of rain off and on both days, um, but you guys killed it, man. I mean, you guys hung in there 2 days in a row, and it was awesome to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to shoot with the guy, kind of a local legend here in Kansas that we know, Spanky Brooks. He was there. I think he was
Oh,
the only
Spank.
other traditional guy there. There was a couple other guys there, but I really don't know them. But yeah, Spanky's who everyone looks up to in this part of the world. And I beat him on one target, and that's all I needed. So that made my whole fucking weekend right there. So,
There
I
you
mean, he
go.
beat me every time, but I beat him on one. So, all
Funny you
right.
say that. So me and Jeremy just went up with a couple other people in Amber and shot the Kansas ASA state championship up there last weekend. And one of the guys from Oklahoma named Hunter Hume, he was up there and he was like, "I got second place, but I can't complain. It was Spanky Brooks who beat me." So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny when you get beat by a guy and you're like, you know what, that guy deserved it. Like
Yeah.
that tells you what kind of guy he is. So
Yeah. He's the best. He's good natured and he's just a damn good shot too. So,
it's
and
awesome.
humble.
Man, I saw he was in Texas shooting here not too long. That guy gets around too, man. He
Yeah.
he shoots all over.
All over I mean, Pennsylvania I mean, he does way more than anybody that I know. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
Well,
real quick, man, Luke, glad to have you on here. You were one of our sponsors this year and from the HangrCo. Tell everybody a little bit about the HangrCo, what you do.
the HangrCo. Oh, I make European mounting brackets for many types of different skulls, all the way from I mean, your antelopes, your whitetails, your mule deer, sheep, pigs, coyotes. I mean, pretty much anything. Pretty much anything. African game can go on there. Large game I've been lucky on. Uh, I just have it's just my way of doing trying to display a European skull for you. And there's many ways to do it, but that's something I came up with. Oh shoot, quite a long time ago, messing around with it back in '09 to '10 ish, and just kind of grew from there to what it is now. And it drives me crazy. I love it. It's my passion, but like anything, I get tired of it. I get tired of doing it. I get tired of trying to the grind or whatever. But
Yeah,
I never quit. So, but it's a it's a passion my wife and I do right here out of our basement here in Kansas. So it's just if I can help somebody hang it, I sure as heck will.
that's awesome. I know I got one in there that's got a buffalo skull on it. So
Yeah. Yep.
those things are durable for sure.
I I tell you, one of the heaviest skulls I've ever had was a kudu. I had one at a guy at a trade show brought one, and I just went to grab it, and I didn't realize that their horns always stay on. I guess they're just more dense. So they're actually a horn. They don't shed them or whatever. And there was so much weight there that I had no idea if it would work or not, but it worked fine. And then my proudest thing I've ever done, oh, well, a lot of proud things. I had a guy that I know had a moose rack, and I got pictures on my Instagram and stuff of it in the past. But he put it on a long time ago at Iowa Deer Classic. He was a friend of his had this big old moose rack, and he was trying to put it on other products, and it kept breaking. And one of them was a skull hooker, and they had a booth kind of close to where my booth was at. This was like year 2 or 3 of me doing this stuff, and it put him on there, and it just broke that bracket. And then a friend of mine that introduced me to this guy, he brought it over there and put it on one of our hangers and left it there the whole show. So
Oh,
it
that's
didn't
awesome.
break nothing. Or oh yeah, it was pretty funny because who the hell are these? Who the hell are these little guys from no name Kansas that don't know anything about anything? And but been lucky, but elk are my number one hard thing. I can't do every elk. If somebody calls me, or if somebody wants to do an elk, that is one thing I can't guarantee. I can't guarantee anything, but elk will just hit the wall before they can even get on the bracket. The bracket comes out. Well, if the rack hits the wall before it can even get in the brainstem hole, elk are just my number one pain in the ass.
I heard you talk like you have built some maybe with a little bit of an extender on that, some specialized one, right? So
oh yeah, yep. That's what I built for that moose one. Eventually, I'm one of those prototypes, and then I got a buddy here in Kansas that I built one for his elk that he shot. So I have my original bracket. I have two different lines of products. So I got my original line, which is just my original wall hanger. Then I have an original standoff hanger, which comes off the wall like 6 inches to give you a little more clearance for your sheep or your kickers or flyers, whatever you may have come off the back. So I got my original standoff. I have my inside corner one, which is pretty cool, innovative. I think we came up with that one in 17. That goes in a wasted dead space corner. Every house has a dead space in the corners, so you can just put that rapier right there in the corner, and you can still fit up to 25-inch spread of width on there before the wall comes into play. So that's a pretty good sized deer you can hang in the corner. I still have my tabletop version. So all four of them products have the exact same tab part that goes into the same brainstem of antelope, the whitetail, mule deer, coyotes. All them animals have like a 5/8 inch size brainstem hole. So any smaller game will fit on all those products. When you get to my bigger products, my H2 series, I call it, I have just an H2 wall one, just sits flat against the wall. And then I have an H2 standoff, which comes off about, I think it's like 8 or 9 inches. It's a ways off there. That's what I do on most elk, or mostly for elk. And like I said, I can't, if you have a way to put them on a post where there's no wall behind there, I feel I can hang almost anything, just because I can get the hanger on there. I can use a small hanger. I mean, I can use an H2 standard one, and that's the strongest thing I make. I mean, they're made out of 3/16 material. They're not going to just break. I've done pull-ups on them. They're not. I don't worry about them, nothing like that. It's just whether they can get on the bracket is what I worry about. So
yeah, the trick to that too is you want the weight to hang in that lower part of the skull to hit the wall, essentially, right?
Yeah, so you want the more that nose, like my wrist here is the nose. If you put them babies on, and everybody always, I'll just use a deer example. Somebody will shoot a deer and they'll get it bullet out, and they'll put a original hanger on the wall, and they'll put that skull all the way on that bracket. Just put them there all the way, and then it's loose as goose. It's staying worth a crap. So the more you pick that baby up, and the more you get that nose to tip down, it pinches the backside of the bottom side of the bracket, and that's actually what locks it in place. So the best thing to do is go on about halfway, and the top side of that tab will hit the top of the brainstem hole. And then as you tip it down, the bottom of the brainstem hole locks into the tab part on the edges. So it kind of gives you 4 points of contact.
Yeah.
And then there's always about 2 spots that work really well, and one spot works really good. But if you go all the way on with it, or you go too far on, it'll be loose, and you'll think this guy don't know what the hell he's talking about. It's a junk thing. But I promise you just don't. And you can bend them down, the product down just a little bit too. So
yeah.
But
the first
I tell everybody, if you can just hang one thing, yeah. I have so many people do it. This ain't worth a fuck, it's junk. I'm like, you're just going too far, Well. Yeah. And it's hard to tell them over the phone or over an email or over a text message or whatever. But if I can just show somebody, if you can hang 2 or 3 things with me there, and then once you learn how to do it, I've only had a small handful of things I cannot get to work. And one actually was a beaver skull. That was pretty funny because I can't remember where it was, Wichita, Kansas, a long time ago. A guy brought in a 70-pound beaver. I guess the skull wasn't that big, but it was a 70-pound beaver he trapped. And I mean, it worked kind of, but it didn't work very good. It just wasn't made for that. So
yeah,
but it's cool, and most people, like I got a real good buddy that shot just a monster of a whitetail, and I had to make him the standoff version that actually prototyped on his deer. He had a big old 2 flyers come off the back. I mean, they're almost 11 inches. They're huge. It's a huge 226-inch whitetail buck. And I made him my standoff version for it. But I tell people, like, if you're a deer or you're antelope or antelope. But if your critter is too damn big to go on my brackets or hang there because it's too big, then I don't feel sorry for you one damn bit. So, because if you got too big of an animal, yeah, I don't know, because that's an awesome problem to have, because I mean, I'll give them to it for free if that's the problem. So, but I mean, I've had everywhere from, and this is no shit, I've had a 244-inch whitetail on one, and I've had them as small as, as a spike, spike whitetail. They don't, been lucky. So a lot of good support.
I noticed when I was playing around with the first little set that I got from you, I did some whitetail skulls and they set pretty good. But the heavier it was, that bison skull, man, I set that thing on there. It is locked in there. Like it's just, you gotta find that pretty spot that it wants to set. And once you do, and that thing sits on there, I mean, my kid bouncing around in the living room doing everything he does, that thing does not move. That's what I like about it. So
yep. And buffaloes, they got a giant hole.
Yeah, but I even had that bison skull on one of your table hangers, your table one.
Oh, I know, dude. Oh man,
I was I just want to try it out just to see if it'll work, and man, it did. It worked. So
I had a dude, and I don't recommend it. I don't anything, but I had a dude from Iowa. He came to the Iowa Deer Classic last year, and he's like, "I want to buy some stands from you." Okay, no problem. And I'm like, "What do you want to hang on there?" Because I ask everybody what they want to hang and try to steer them in the right direction. He goes, "The muskox." I said, "Ain't gonna work, man. Ain't gonna work." He goes, "Well, I'll come back tomorrow. I'll think about it, And so he came back. He bought 2 of them, and he bought some other stuff. So the show was over on Sunday. I'm driving home. Because I gave him my contact information. I said, "Just call me if something's wrong." Yeah, he sent me a picture of a muskox on my stand, sitting there in his living room. And I'm like, "Well, that's cool." And then he sent me a picture of his moose on the same stand. He took it off. And then he sent me a picture of, I can't remember what it was. I got a picture. He had a buck and he had a bunch of, he's Africa guy, big time. And then on the way home, he ordered 4 more stands. So it's pretty damn cool. But I'll send you guys pictures of that because that was pretty, I can't believe they put them on there. A water buffalo was what it was. Another one on there. So, and that's I wouldn't think they would fit on the stand, but but he got them on there. So I even had a dude from a long time ago put an elk on one of my stands, and I don't recommend that at all. But he's actually the guy that owns Heads Up Decoys. Have you guys ever heard of that or not? Garrett Rose, his name. He's a good buddy of mine from a long time and big supporter. And I'm like, don't show nobody that picture because I don't want that going around. But I end up showing people too because hell with it. But I mean, you never know what can go on them things. But we'll try anything once.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So, like, how did you get into making these things? Just got bored with trying to hang your own stuff, or?
Basically, long story short, my wife's cousin is a taxidermist. And she was buying them from some magazine. I don't know who it was. It's been a long time ago. This is a 2009 time frame. And she just got tired of buying these deals that were like mine, only they were just a plate with rebar on them. And she was buying them for like 25 or 26 bucks a piece. It was crazy. And this is 2009. It was quite. But she'd buying them, and she just got tired of buying them. So I said, "Well, I'll just make you some, no problem." I wasn't, I had no interest in doing this at all. I just was, give me a free European skull or whatever, job or whatever. Give me some taxidermist breaks, and I'll do that for you. And that's what I did. And so I made her, not a bunch, but several of them, and she would sell them with or include them with her European skull prices. And I just I got tired of it not working the way I wanted it. I was like, well, it's kind of a cool idea. Well, then I started making them myself. I didn't want to just steal that person's idea. So I started making them out of the same thing, only with the round bar. And I thought, well, I'll do that and I won't be exactly the same. So I started doing that, and I'd sell them to her, give them to her, whatever. And that led into me going back into making some more rebar ones. And they would just work half the time. They would always spin, always. It's just like they just was, a round peg on a round hole. It just nothing grabs. And I just got tired of it, you put a deer on there and he would just spin off and then hang up upside down and never would fall off, but it would always just rotate. And I just got tired of it. And one day I was just at my uncle's welding machine shop that he's had since I could walk, and I was making them, and I was like, I got to find a way, an easier way to do this. And my Uncle Punk, as I call him, and he just said, hey, just make them flat, and that's all I said. And he says, I'll leave it to you to figure out how to do it. And then you're wasting too much time. You're having to cut them, grind them, make a jig and all that stuff when you can just have them flat and do one bend. And then once I figured that part out and the light bulb went off, I started making them flat. And that's what I have now, is a modern day version of a lot cleaner. And I made them rude and crude, just hand cut them out with a press or with a plasma cutter, drilled my own hole in them, no logo, nothing like that. Just a real rough cut of what I had. And then I put them in a handbrake, and I'd make, not very many of them, but I'd make 30, 40 of them, 50 of them, whatever it was, nothing at all. And I wasn't even selling them then. And it kind of just grew into meeting a guy and wanting to go into business together. And that was in the 2015 time range, and started a business and went that for 7 years, and then kind of fell apart, and just started back over again by myself in I don't know, 2020, 2021, whenever that was. It was 15 to 7 years. So yeah, 21, I guess. And just rebranded, renamed it. My wife and I have 100% control of it. And it's just simpler that way. And it's a sad deal, because two good friends used to be good friends are no longer good friends. So shit happens. But life goes on. And then I just been going bananas there, or just, we do what we can, with it nowadays. And I said once, it kind of, and all this, people don't care, but I had a bad experience, and I said, I'm not going to have a bad experience again. And I start over again. I'm going to surround myself with people that actually want to help me and are supportive. And I got a new friend group, and now I got a new friend group with you guys, and just, I ain't got time for no bullshit or whatever. And I help whoever I can. And that's, and if they want to support me, that's cool. And if they don't, that's cool too. So, but I just really awesome, tried hard, to get good people on my, with me from now on. So,
well, it's kind of funny. So
how
we made the introduction with you was through another mutual friend that we had, was Nick Dalwa, Unbound Archery, and he talked really, really highly of you. And man, you actually reached out and said something.
I pay him really well. So.
Yeah. I don't think you have to pay that guy.
No, hell no.
You jumped on board with us and was like, hey, I'll throw some hangers in, and even did the custom ones that we give away. And man, they turned out sharp. I know they were a pain in the ass for you.
No, sometimes it can be. Sometimes you look at something and you think, oh, it'd be easy. And then my designers, and I can't, I don't have a design mind like that. I don't have the programming or whatever, but I got guys that are badasses that can do it. And then sometimes I'm like, well, I mean, just like I've done some custom ones that I'm like, there's no way they can do this. And they just say, no problem. And your guys, they're like, well, this is going to be a problem. I'm like, it ain't nothing compared to what you guys did a while back. I don't understand it, but that's not my lane, and I stay out of that lane. So I don't. Yeah. But they figured it. I had another guy look at it, and he's like, "Oh no, you just need this, and this," and then but it's just cool. It's just kind of like I go through an old school guy, and a real old school. It's kind of like I got one guy that's more technology, which is awesome, and I got one guy that's just old school. It's kind of like running a CNC mill compared to an old manual lathe, or a CNC lathe then compared to a manual lathe. Well, some guys, they don't know, if they can't program it in there to put a chamfer on there or bevel or whatever it is, they don't know how to do it. But then you got the guys that can run both dials at the same time and put a damn bevel on there, or run a mill or anything, and use mechanical. And that's how I grew up in the mechanical world, and my brother grew up in the more of the CNC world. So he does a lot of designing for me too. But I don't know shit about the daggone electronics, so it's pretty bad. But I can run old school stuff, all right. So
yeah. Well, you're doing a pretty good job at it, man. I know we were thumbing through some of your Instagram posts early on when I first got introduced to you. Tell us a couple of the big ones you've done some custom stuff for.
Okay. One of the cool lots of cool ones. Been lucky to meet some good people and reach out to them. And one of them would be John Dudley. He's been very supportive of me. Not like we're best friends, nothing like that. I can't just call the guy, but he's been supportive of me. I got to go to his house last year after Iowa Deer Classic, stay the night, hang out, just eat supper with him and his wife and some other friends that were there, and deliver him some of my some knock-on custom stands that were green with his logo on there, and also some wall brackets.
Awesome.
So that was really unexpected, but also pretty damn awesome, and I owe that to a very good friend of mine that put that all together for me to help me out. I've been able to make some. I'll just kind of ramble through them. I've made them for Kafaru. They're good friends of mine. I've made them for a guy down at Texas, Topo Texas Outfitters, who I went audit hunting with. That was cool. I've made them for Cam Haynes. He has them. He actually supports me. Again, I never hear from the guy, hardly never, but you'll see his podcast and you'll see behind him there is my stand with his logo on there, hanging a deer on there, which is pretty cool. I wish he'd show more of it, but
one of them he had, yeah.
And he's cool. He's reached out, and then every once in a blue moon, I mean, like once a year, he may reach out and be like, "Hey, keep it up. You're doing good." And that's cool. And that happened from a good friend of mine named Luc Douglas, who has a podcast called Gladiators Unleashed in Colorado. And he actually trains Justin Gaethje for the UFC. He's one of his trainers, which that's pretty cool. So I went out to his house and did a podcast a couple of years ago. And I just, like I said, I try to meet with good people that want to help me. And, and I've met just a world-class group of people so far. And I made one for Mr. Rogan, but I don't think he ever got it. But we'll see if that ever does happen. But hell, why not try for it? So it was an opportunity. So I've made a bunch of them, and I've made them from Badlands Camo. I've made them for. I actually got something going on. I'll tell you guys off air. I got something cool going on. I just made a buttload of them. I mean, Taito Knives. I don't know if you guys know who them are or not, but Luke Johnson is his name. He's been a supporter of mine from ever since I met my other Luke buddy in Colorado. Taito he's done giveaways with me. I've made him custom stands, custom products. I will be loyal to him forever because he's been loyal to me. And just a buttload of. I mean, a long time ago, I made some for Mountain Offs. I made some for Yeti. I've tried to make some for everybody as just a break in the ice or, cheap advertisement. Cost me money. They may get it, they may not get it, but I just try to reach out and show them what I can do, if that's accessible, if that's something they want to do or not. And always waiting for that next big break, but keep trying, so.
You got some awesome stuff, man. I know, when I was looking through your Instagram and seeing all those, I was like, gosh, dang, he's over at Dudley's house giving these. Like, it made me feel kind of cool that you offered to make some logo ones for SHOT, because I was like, man, you see all this other stuff that he's doing. I'm like, wow. And then when finally I got to meet you, you and your wife, you guys were on your way to the hunt in Texas.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
The Whataburger and hanging out with you, talking there, and I was like, man, this guy is just a easygoing guy, just like us. It was really cool to meet you and your wife and your son, and then getting to hang out with you in Kansas and watching you shoot your traditional bow 106 yards.
That's right.
Fun stuff right there.
Sure. And I forgot, that's a cool thing. On the way down there, when I met you, I delivered some stands. I got to meet. I got in touch. Actually, I didn't get in touch with him. He reached out to me, which is pretty cool. But his name is Dusty Burson, and he's the ranch manager for the 4.6s down there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody knows. If anybody ever watches Yellowstone, they know the 4.6s. So they, he reached out. He follows me from. He's friends with Aaron Snyder's a friend of mine too, and then I've made stuff for him. I'm trying to get in some more stuff with that, but anyway, he's a good friend of Aaron's, and then he reached out to me about making some stands, and about 4.6 stands. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll make them, and that's where I was delivering them that day when I met you down there. So we went there and got a private tour of the ranch, and then he even shot some hogs there on the ranch with him. We were out checking cattle, and the hogs were out there, and when the cattle, he didn't want them out there, so we shot some hogs, and then went back and hung out, and just kind of had a good time. But then went down and killed some rams down in Texas, but it was fun. So
That's the cool thing about being like even in our shoes and like adding you and everybody else that we've met, like the experiences you get doing something that you love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, getting to go down there and you hang out and next thing you know you're shooting hogs out there on the 4 Sixes ranch. How many people can say
Mm-hmm.
that? You know, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
I never had a clue. I didn't expect it or what. I didn't expect him to reach
yeah,
out to me, but
yeah.
and hell, he just called me just last week. So he's gonna be moving from where he was at to a bigger ranch and maybe Guthrie. I'm not sure where it's at, but
Yeah.
yeah, he'll call me just to call me and say hi, which is pretty it's pretty cool. He's been on got on TV and shit, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
That's
just down
awesome.
to earth like everybody. So
Yeah.
I
That's
Well,
cool.
I just try,
do you have
man.
any?
That's all good.
Do you have or have any plans on getting your product in a retail store?
I'm torn. I don't really want to. I'm scared for one thing. Because I don't know. I don't have a business mind. I don't. I mean, I don't. I'm a knuckle dragger. So I worry about orders. I don't know. I need to explore into it. But also, I like just being right here in my basement and talking to the customers. And don't get me wrong. Do I want this to be super successful? Absolutely. But I have a very good job, and it's fun just to do this as a fun thing and not so much
Yeah.
as a business thing because it's already stressful enough doing it the way I'm doing it. Uh, but I've always heard horror stories about people, and I don't know anything about it, but somebody will order something, a big customer, and if they wait to pay you for 6 months or what, I don't know how the word works, but if that does and if it's big enough, I can't do that, or I'm not sure I
Yeah.
want to do that. I just uh, and maybe I'm just thinking about it wrong, but I know I've had some small Kansas shops here in Kansas. That's no big deal. Absolutely, where I can drive over there and deliver them to them. I've had Vanderbilts. I've done them. That's kind of a local Kansas thing. And then Smoky Valley Shooting Sports, which is a shop that we kind of Nick would know where it's at. But I've
Yeah.
done those, and uh, just not great sales, but I get a lot of sales on. I like doing it, kind of like the Kuyu way. I kind of like it. And then
Yeah.
they just kind of do direct, direct to consumer. And if somebody calls, if somebody has a problem, they could talk to me, and that's me or my wife, and that's it. So no middleman bull crap. So
I kind of like that. The only part I don't like about it is like I can't just run down the store and grab one when I need one.
oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
the cool thing is I got your phone number and I can just say, "Hey, Luke,
yeah, yeah,
give me this."
yep.
One thing else that I want to talk about is you make some other stuff too that we didn't talk about. The turkey fans,
Oh yeah,
those
yep.
little things.
Forgot.
You handed me a couple of those. I know. I got 2 of them in use right now. Holy
Mm-hmm.
cow, that's made it so much easier than trying. I used to try to
Yeah,
make all my own stuff. Yeah, I'm done with making my own. So they turned out freaking
I forgot
awesome.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know where I even come up with that at, but I think 2018 or 19 somewhere's in there. But just you're always thinking, and I'm always thinking about something else to build, but I've already got it sounds bad, but I think I've already got enough crap. I don't need more stuff to worry about having to get or order or whatever. And but the turkey brackets are pretty damn cool, and I've had people call me and ask me to get like a pheasant one to do pheasant tail feathers or grouse or whatever,
Yeah.
and I probably need to explore into that. I don't know if that's even an issue or not, or if people want to do that or not. But I figured turkeys, and I actually have a good buddy uh, up in Nebraska. He shot 2 years ago. He went on a grand slam with his recurve and got all 4 birds. And
Oh
so
wow.
I made him custom. I made he was the one that pioneered it for me. So I made custom Osceola, Merriam, Eastern, and
Rio.
whatever the other one is, Rio, yeah,
Yo.
Rio turkey fan brackets, and I gave him the first 4, and then I made a bunch of them for sale, well, when I could sell them, I sell them good, but then I have turkey season they kind of go down, but I got just a few of them downstairs left, but that was pretty cool because he reached out and he asked me, and he actually wanted to buy them, and I gave him a couple, and he bought a couple, but it's just but I tried to do something like that because and I've been asked to do like the Goulds and for the World Slam. I don't know the other one. I know there's 6 different birds altogether, I believe. And I've had people ask me to do that, and I just need the demand to be there basically on a lot of things. I know people want me to make. I say people, 1 or 2 people bring it up, but I need to figure out how to make like a bigger stand version for African game, and then actually cut some African logos in there. And I've done it in the past, but I just didn't sell many of them. And trying to get into one of them shows like a DSC show,
Dallas
well,
Safari.
that's some big money, and that's a hard thing to get into unless you know somebody or can pony up some pretty good chunk of change. But people go there to spend money too, because one of the best shows I've ever been to is Texas Trophy Hunters down in Dallas. We were there for many years in a row, and then people there, they come to buy, and they there's so much stuff in Texas to hunt that they flood me, and I love it down there. But
well,
I'm always trying to think something. So
yeah, we might try to introduce you to a couple of the guys. We're going on an Africa hunt next year, and the outfitter down there is got some taxidermy connections, and we might keep it in mind for you for the African side, because I'm going to shoot a kudu, and I'm going to have a big kudu skull that I need to mount.
Oh,
so
shit,
we have to work on that.
Well, if you can get on the wall, I got you there. I don't worry about that so much. But a tabletop, I don't know. That's a lot of weight. But, but
I got
Brian
truck
said he's
around.
going
I ain't
after
putting mine on the table.
Brian said he's going after a baboon.
Are you?
Oh yeah,
That'd
baboon.
be cool.
The baboon skull and a warthog skull. So there's going to be a HangrCo in the future for those.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, or one of our other sponsors, Mike Poindexter with Wild Creek, is down there working on some animals right now. We were supposed to have him on this week, but he's kind of tied up with his hunt. So he's down there shooting crocodiles and hippos and you name it with a bow.
Wow.
He's bow hunting them all.
I've never even heard of that target company until I met you guys. How did that all come about?
Google.
Yeah. Well, we honestly, Jeremy, me both started just scouring the internet for different targets. We kind of had so our original backyard deal was odd vein out archery, and that was the thing. It was we wanted to be different. We wanted to be the odd guy out. So when we started all this, like I know Jeremy, we were looking at stuff in China, France, New Zealand. Jeremy had some, and like all over the place. And we ran across those wild creeks. The price was right. The detail is just absolutely amazing. And so we ended up getting our hands on one just to kind of see what it was like. And once that happened, it was lights out. We were hooked. And man, that's probably one of the most talked about things at our courses is the targets, right? Like, when you see a life-size kudu with the detail and everything, I mean, when I'm talking detail, they got nut sacks. They have full anatomically correct animals. And they're just awesome, man. And they hold up amazing. Like in our business of flinging hundreds of thousands of arrows at these things in a season, that's where we really get the value in these things is they hold up. So
yeah, one of our first targets that we really piloted was an ibex. And it's the majestic ibex. He's like, standing up like this with his big old horns. It was one of the very first ones we purchased, and so we have 2 now, but the original one's been with us for 11 events, and you can't hardly tell that sucker's been shot.
Wow.
It's awful.
We've averaged between 400 and 500 people per event times 11. That thing's been hammered.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of shots. And we ran odd vein out jackpot. We used it on an ASA qualifier once. Used it for novelty shots. We
let Nick borrow it for his shoot.
Nick borrowed it for the Heartland shoot last year.
Oh yeah, I see it there. Yep.
It has been like there's maybe 2 or 3 chewed up little spots in the core from all the torture it's seen. Like it's held up really, really good. So we bought a second one, and dedicated it to a novelty shot this year, and it's held up
Yeah.
really good too.
That's
But
cool.
they're good targets, man. The detail to them are second to none.
That was on the Ibex released one, wasn't it, for the
Yeah,
Talk Challenge? Yeah, very fitting,
And
obviously.
that's where they won the HangrCo too. That's
Yeah,
where they
that's
won
right.
the thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was part of your novelty shot,
Yeah,
and
that's cool. That's a beautiful
well,
target.
kind of switching gears a little bit, man. Let's talk some hunting. It's mid-July. It's right around the corner for deer season. What are you shooting? Are you a total trad guy? Are you gonna
Mm,
wheel those out a
no,
little bit and throw a compound out there too? Or
I
let's
probably
hear how Luke does it.
I'm gonna try to stay the course and fling with my trad bow until I have a nervous breakdown and go back to the wheels. So uh, I I've been trying I got my first buck ever last year with it, and I've been trying
Oh, man.
I've been trying, seriously for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I have my breaking moments where I go back, but I really try hard. And last year I only had one breaking moment where I was like, picked my compound up and started going, and I just came back and changed it out. But it'll test your patience, that's for sure. And boy, if I can screw it up, I screwed it up. It just, I got to be close. But I got lucky and just got lucky and got my first buck, and I was there's no better feeling. It's just hard to explain how satisfaction it was to hit him at 10 yards and then watch him go down in less than 30, 40 yards.
Yeah.
But I kind of went on a hunting spree last year. I was kind of being a child, I guess, and then leaving my wife astray. So I went hunting last year for antelope. I went turkey hunting up in South Dakota in the spring. Got my Merriam, and then I went back up there and shot a whitetail and an antelope in September. And then I hunted of course I hunted here. And then we went down to Texas and hunted in January, February, my birthday, the 13th. And this year, I got a lot of honeydews I've been working on because I kind of went ham last year, and a few years before that, I went down and shot an aoudad in Texas and had a lot of fun. But my wife's like, and rightfully so, I got adult responsibilities. I got to be an adult now for a while and work on. I got some new windows put in my house, and I got new HVAC system, and been working, and so I'm kind of financially broke for going. So I think we're on a trip or whatever for hunting. So just to be real, so I'll just hunt here in Kansas. But I went turkey hunting this spring and didn't get nothing. I was trying to recurve because I'm an idiot. Why we do that? I don't know, but I guess I like being an idiot and being punished. But the closest opportunity I had was I had these birds coming. I could hear them. I knew they were coming in, or I felt they were coming in, and then I seen them, and I'm like, oh man, maybe I'll fling an arrow at one. And then I hear, anybody's ever heard of a hydrostat mower or a hydrostat motor? You just know what the whining sound is. And I hear a hydrostat coming down the road, and I'm thinking, what the hell is a hydrostat coming? And it was the daggum farmer coming to spray the field I was sitting in. Turkeys were coming. They seen him and they skedaddled off there. And I just had work. I had work and stuff, other stuff come up, and no big excuse. But I didn't go turkey hunting too hard this spring. But I tried, and but now I just got more stuff to do, home stuff. But I'll hunt hard, and I'll try to recurve it to the best of my ability. I hope to kill me a doe and a buck, or a couple of does and a buck, if I can, and hopefully my wife can get one. And my boy, if he wants to go, he's 15 now, and Dad doesn't know anything about anything in life, and he's not interested in hunting at all. Period. So I told him, I hope you regret that someday, because he could have some cool stuff if he wanted to, but he don't. He's working full. He work at the grocery store, and he's moved on to bigger things now in the 15-year-old world. So
it'll come back. It'll come back around once he gets up there 18, 19, 20 years old, and it'll come back around.
Well, does the wife hunt with you at all?
Oh yeah, yep. She's a diehard bow hunter. When I married her, she was a diehard rifle hunter, and I just told her that if you're going to get married to me, you're not going to be married very long, because I don't rifle hunt. I'm a very nice person, but I can also be an asshole, but I don't want to be, but I'm just stubborn is what I am. I'm stupid and I'm stubborn. That's the best way. There's no asshole in me. But it took me I get my days all mixed up, but it took me like 2 or 3 years to get her. We got married in 06, and we didn't start bow hunting together till 09 I think it's 09. Took me a couple years to get her convinced, and I bought myself a reflex growler, which is a company that Hoyt used to make, like an under company. And I bought her a Hoyt Tricon Sport, and boy, she screwed up everything, and I've screwed up everything. But she shot a bigger deer than I ever have. So that's her first buck ever in life was a 187-inch deer.
Well,
And yeah, shot him at
Spoiled
nine
right
or
there.
8 yards. Yeah, salt in the wound, what that was, and
Holy
it's
cow.
yeah, but she earned it. I mean, and it's hard to believe, but she went 9 years before she even got her first deer.
Oh,
And
wow.
she didn't hunt, and she could have had opportunities, or she had opportunities. She'd get buck fever so damn bad, or deer fever, she couldn't even pull her string back. It wouldn't even budge. Of course, she couldn't get her bow up, or she'd drop her rangefinder, or she'd drop her binoculars. If it could go wrong, it went wrong every single time. But finally, she pulled it. She pulled it through, and
pull it off
shot
on
the
the right
same
one
deer.
too.
Yeah, well, yeah. I shot his ass 23 days before that, and I just screwed up and made a bad shot on him. And it's the only, he's the only deer I actually left work. This is back in 15. He's the only deer that I ever I left work saying that I'm going to go kill that night. And as in 17, I'm sorry, 15 was another one. But I said I'm going to go kill that deer tonight. And I went out there and I shot him, and I just shot him through the brisket pretty much. I don't know what happened. He's 34 yards, and there's a whole story of 34-yard curse that I have. But I shot and he spun. I thought I hit him good. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Everything happened so fast. He bled good, but not good enough. Looked for a couple of days. Had some friends come out there and look for me, but nothing. And then just wrote him off. He went dead quiet. No trail cameras, nothing. And I thought, well, man. And I have about a half section to hunt on, and I looked and looked and looked and looked, and but nothing. And then hell, one day on October 25th, and she's went out there 85 degrees, and she went out there, walked all the way to the tree stand, realized she didn't have her release on her hand or her bow, came back out. It's a half mile in, half mile back out. So she walked, 2 miles of a screw up, 85 degrees out, shot him at like 4:30 afternoon, and he just came walking out there, and she had no idea what it was. She didn't realize it was or anything. He just kind of just happened too fast to even get worried about.
Probably
And I went out there and found him, and oh yeah, I went out there and I took one look at him. It's dark, obviously, and I said, "Son of a bitch, that's the same deer I shot," because I knew him. I mean, I watched him for a long time, but I was happy for her. I mean, she earned it. She put her time in, and since then she shot several deer, and she shot several deer with a rifle. It just took her a while to get her first bow kill, but
yeah.
So she's got bragging rights in the house on Big Buck, then, right?
100%. He's the biggest one in the room. So yep.
That's funny.
She reminds me every time.
That's probably why she didn't gripe a whole lot about you hunting last year, right? Like all that time.
Yeah. She's understanding in her own way. So it's fun. I'd hunt more if I could, but it's always got to have other stuff. You got to be the adult thing and stuff. Go to work and stuff. So, but I don't have so much time off either. So, but I usually try to take off the whole entire month of November, and I like having that time flexibility, and that way if I can do daddy daycare, and then I can go hunting, and she can go hunting, and I can stay back and take care of the home front, and because we hunt about an hour and a half away from home. And so we go down there. We usually end up staying down there, either hauling a camper down there and staying the night, or getting a motel room or whatever. And just because it adds up going there every single. I get tired of driving it every day too. So, but we'll go down there for 2-3 days at a piece. Then she'll come back, and I'll go down there, and it's just nice. Or we'll go together when we can, obviously. But we both work different schedules, so and I want her to hunt just as much as I can hunt. So,
what kind of bow you shooting now?
I shoot a prime. My compound's a prime. It's an older CT3. It's an older bow, but it's a damn good bow. I love my prime. I've shot them. I've shot everything, but I've never owned a PSC. I never owned a Bowtech. Don't just not my thing. I had an Elite, loved it, shot all the Matthews. But my prime's a tank. It can take a beating, and I love it. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about nothing on it. And then my recurve is a Black Widow bow,
Yeah.
and I love that thing more than anything. But and my wife used a Bowtech. That's what she actually has, and it's the best bow she's ever had for her. I've had her all kinds of different bows, but once you spend some time and get some good arrows and some good bows and a good setup, it makes like she never ever got a pass through her life with her. She had an Elite Spirit for a long time and never could get a pass through. Just I don't know what it was, but either arrows or weight or whatever it was. But once I finally got her, I got a good buddy, a good mutual friend of mine, and Nick Dow is a guy named Derek Law. He built her some good arrows, some good VAPs, and put some good weight. Hell, they're pushing 500 grain arrows, and she only shoots 20. She shoots 24-inch draw, and she shoots right at 43 pounds. And she has blown through everything she shot since then, and that's been 4 years now. It's pretty cool to see her because she don't. There's no poundage there, but she just has a good heavy arrow and a good sharp broadhead. And oh yeah, I didn't mention him. I made some. One of my best friends in my world is a guy named Tom Adelman who owns Dirt Nap Gear, and I made him a whole bunch of custom stuff too. But I had to throw him in there because without him I wouldn't even be here because I met him at the trade show in Iowa my very first year. I met him actually in Kansas. I bought some broadheads from him, and my dad bought them from him in Kansas City. That's where he's from, Harrisonville, Missouri, here in the Kansas City area. And he came up with these broadheads back in like 13 or 14, and they were Teflon coated and had different colors. There was blue, orange, green, red, just cool different broadheads. And I thought them were cool just because they're cool. They're like a rainbow or whatever. And I bought them, and they were all screwed up. They didn't work. They didn't even screw in my damn inserts. They were just screwed up. And I found them at a trade show and took them back to him and said, "Hey, these are all messed up." And I'd had 3 of them. And the dude gave me 4 packs of broadheads, no questions asked. Gave me a smile and a thank you for trying them out. And he's not gay or anything, but he's been my rock ever since. The dude's been there like solid for me forever. And I call him he's a lawyer in Kansas City, has his own law firm, and I call him for dad advice on stuff, on everything, on my business and everything. But had to throw him in there. He's one of my best friends. So, but makes a good broadhead.
We were talking about those dirt naps, me and you, that time when I told you about the Evolution Outdoors, and you had heard of the Jekyll and Hydes.
Oh yeah,
that Evolution had, and that's when you started telling me about the dirt naps, and
yeah.
You told me that story, and that story kind of resonates with us because it's like when you're dealing with all these people in the different industries and different, arrows, broadheads, when it comes to that stuff, when you have a situation where you take somebody something and they don't try to put it on you as you did something wrong, they own up to it and they just say, "Hey, you know what? That's on me. Take this, try it out." And that means the world to a customer, especially somebody that when you're spending $30-$40 on 3 broadheads, that can get expensive. So like stuff like that, those are the cool things we like to hear. And I know that I kind of always say this about Nick Douglas the same way, with strings. The customer service behind the product is good, but the customer service is really what sells me on his product. So like stuff like that, even with you, if I was to call you and say, "Hey, this damn thing broke," and my thing fell down, you'd be like, "Oh shit, give me a minute," or send you some other stuff. Like that's the type of people that we like to align ourselves with. So that's awesome.
Yep, no questions. Hey, Nick, I have never had anybody that I've ever heard talk anything bad about Nick. He's nothing but the dude's great. So he's just perfect. He's not full of shit. And he's just a good old boy is what he is. So
yeah,
I appreciate that a lot.
Yep. But
yeah. Are you guys going hunting anywhere yourselves, or?
Yeah,
I know you guys went to. I called you guys a while back. I say a while back. It's probably whenever you guys were heading to New Mexico or Arizona or whatever, something like that. For how'd that go?
It was rough. It was the roughest year we had. A lot of that was due to drought. I guess they were on like a 6-7 month drought. And of course, everybody's like, "Yeah, hunt water. Yeah, that's cool, but everything's only going to water at night." And it was the least amount of bucks we saw ever in this area. Normally within 30 minutes we're on a stalk. And it was, I don't think we went on but maybe one stalk, and I got on a mule deer the last day that just happened to be bedded with some does by camp, but couldn't make it work.
And that was even effed up because you were sitting on this buck for hours
all day.
And I was sitting there spotting them, like it was an all day deal. And he's basically, Brian couldn't make a stalk on it. He was waiting for them to come past him and do an ambush on it. And one of the locals drove by and spotted this group of deer and decided to make a spot and stalk on it, and ended up walking right up on Brian.
Right into me.
And like, Brian's like, "Where did you come from?" And I'm seeing all this. I can't tell Brian. And I'm like, God dang.
Yeah.
And then that guy ended up saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," and turned around and walked off. Just walked off.
Okay, yeah.
Busted the deer out. It was a total asshole move.
There was literally maybe 45 minutes left of daylight. And all the does, he was with like 12 or 13 does. We'd watched him breed a couple of them. It was a pretty cool experience. But the does had gotten about 55 to 60 yards. A couple of them had started walking by me. So I'm like, oh, it's just a matter of time. He's going to follow those does in. I got about a 50, 60 yard shot. I turn around, I hear something behind me, and this dude's standing there about 5 yards from me. And I was like, where did you come from? He's like, oh, I guess you had the same idea I did. I said, yeah, except I had it at 6 o'clock this morning.
Oh, shit.
Well, he's like, okay, I'll back out. Well, instead of just backing out and sneaking back down, he literally stands straight up in the air and just walks right down. So all the deer and every deer up there just turns around and starts looking. So now I'm in a hot spot. Yeah. And those does that were coming by ended up kind of spooking, and they jumped a little further. So I think he was at like 110 yards was the closest I got this dang thing. And it was the last day, of course. And I didn't want to risk a 110-yard shot on the last day, almost dark. So I was like, well, that deer gets to be a little bigger, hopefully next year. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough this year, man, up there. Nebraska, though. Nebraska is another cool spot we like to go. Jeremy had some good success there in Nebraska, man. He smoked a pretty good 8-point up there. But Nebraska's kind of near and dear to our heart, man. We've had some awesome experiences up there in Nebraska together, and some of the biggest deer we've had in front of us were right there and
on public.
Wow. Yeah. That makes it even better for us,
Yeah.
Being a couple small town Okie guys going to Nebraska public land and finding these giant deer was pretty awesome. So
that's cool. That'd be fun.
We've met some really good, now they're friends, but the Nebraska trips that we've had have turned into some long lasting friendships that we really endear that, like it's a good deal. Justin, if you listen to this, we can't wait to get up there in September and hunt the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised at my mental fatigue when I was antelope hunting. I knew it'd be like long days or whatever. I didn't know what to expect. Never done. Well, I've done it here in Kansas as a failure, but I went to South Dakota and just sat there, and I'm not cut out for that. Waiting. I mean, I'm patient, but you sit there and it's 100 degrees, and you're sitting at daggum, especially I was in some box blinds, and it was I couldn't take it or whatever. It's so freaking hot and it's so boring as hell, which was also fun. I mean, it's miserable fun. But once I finally got in like a they call them tide weaves or whatever, the ones you can see through the blinds, that made everything so much better. But man, there was days in there where I was up there for 5 days, and there was days I was questioning my sanity. And I'd be the dumbass. I'd open, the guy would be like, don't open no one, don't open nothing up. And I'm the dumbass that opened things up. And I didn't really blow anything that I know of. I probably don't know about it, but I finally got one. I went up there and I wanted to go whitetail hunting and antelope hunting. And I know so I did. And the very first morning, I went to a tree stand for 100 whitetails in the mornings and antelope in the afternoon. And I had 4 big old whitetails come in, or 4 whitetails, one real big one. And the deer up there are not very big, but I would say he was 135 to 140 inch, somewhere in there, 9-pointer, big old deer for up there. And I was like, oh, he came right to me in the morning. There's 4 of them, 2 in velvet and then 2 hardhorned. And I thought, oh man, this is the first morning, and I had him at 35 yards, but I didn't have a very good shot. And I thought, oh, that's the first morning, no problem. I'll just wait, And I didn't have another deer coming to me till day 4, night number 4. And I was like, so I shot me a smaller bow, which I didn't care. I was paying to play no matter what I did. So I wanted to get some meat in the ground, and so I shot me a buck, and then I was so burnt out of antelope hunting. I didn't even want to go out in the morning. I just was like, fuck it, it's the last day. But I did. And then it was raining on me, and that's the day I shot my antelope. So it was a lot harder mentally than I realized it would be. So I can imagine sitting there on a side hill at 6 a.m. till dark, and not being able to move or anything. It's people. It's brutal, is what it is. It ain't hard. It's just brutal. So
it is. It's tough, and especially so that they had bedded at one time. I think I was probably 80 to 90 yards, but they're in a wide open, nothing in between. So I tried everything I could. Every time I would start to slip out just a little bit, they would stand up. So I would lay back down and get back down into the draw I was in. Sit there, they all calm back down, and they would lay back down. I would go out the other side, and then they would stand up, and I'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like it was tough. It was brutal, and it wasn't 100 degrees there. But when you're in Arizona, it's the weirdest thing. It was 70, 80 degrees, but there was no shade. Like when you're not in the shade, it's hot.
Yeah.
And then when you would get in the shade, it was like a 20-degree temperature drop. So every time I would go to slip out, I would like take everything off, and I would be sweating. And then when I would get back, I would get freaking cold, have to put all my stuff back on once I got in the shade. So it was cat and mouse all day with that thing, and it wears on you, man. It really does test your mental stability out there. And then just on top of that, glassing all day, trying to find one. And we were primarily Coues deer hunting. And man, if you have never glassed for Coues deer, let me tell you, that should be an Olympic sport. That stuff there, the best way I can explain it to somebody is if you have to stare at that hillside like there's a deer there, and you got to find it. Like you can't just willy-nilly. The first time we went, I was so mad. I pride myself on driving 75 miles an hour down the turnpike and being able to see deer. It was a day and a half before Jeremy spotting deer, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Yeah. Like, how am I not seeing any of these? And then finally, you kind of get into a rhythm. Once you see one yourself, you get into a rhythm, and you're like, okay. Then it was lights out. Like, and then I could start putting things together. But yeah, it was a day and a half, and I was ready to go home. Like, I was done.
Yeah.
There's times where you'd be looking at something. You don't know if it's a deer or a rock or a plant, and you're just staring at it for like 5 or 10 minutes. It's like, just move your ear. Just move your ear. You're like, oh, you're about ready to give up on it. Like, that must be a rock or something, and then all of a sudden you see an ear twitch. You're like, holy shit, I've been looking at this deer this whole time. That's how like good they blend in.
Yeah.
It is insane. And if you take your eyes off and be like, hey, Brian, I got one over here, and try to get back on it.
Yeah. She gone.
You know exactly where it's at. You're like, I can't see it anymore. It disappeared.
I've never had to do it with my dad. So.
You'll be looking at a hillside and you're really picking apart, and then you go look at something else, and you just happen to look back over there. You're like, where in the hell did that one come from? Like, it'll just be, and you're like, so yeah, it really tests you. But man, that Coues deer hunting, it's one of the most challenging things we've done. But my God, it's. I don't know very many people that have shot. Personally, don't know very many people that have shot one with a bow, and there's a reason why. So when it does happen, that's going to make the high even better. Knowing how hard it is, so like that's the whole draw to going back to Arizona every year for us.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a duck hunt. You have to love a little bit of misery, and you're working for. This is a lot of work for a little bit of reward as far as meat goes. Like
oh yeah,
we could probably eat the deer at camp in one night, literally. But
yeah. Hell yeah, that's cool, man. I hadn't do much glassing at all. I don't. Not much glassing. Well, I've done glassing, but nothing like that ever. So.
It was a learning curve for us. I mean, we're a bunch of flatlanders from Oklahoma
that
never even hunted in the mountains, and we go up there and there's where we're at. There's hardly any trees. Like it's all like bushes and stuff, and like, well, they can't hide that good. Bull crap, they can't.
Yeah, the gray ghost they call them, I guess. So,
dude, it's fun. We hunt the rut too, which is so we're bow hunting the rut, trying to do spot and stalks while there's hot does running around, and you'll get a buck bedded down on the side of the hill and be like, let's make a move on it. You get halfway there, a doe comes across, he's on his feet chasing the doe, and you're like, dang it. There's a lot of that goes on. Like it's hard to get them to stay put for very long when it's rut action.
I got a good friend that lives out there in Arizona. I don't know what it was, but I mean Taylor Bullard is his name, but he grew up. Anyway, he's all younger than me, but he shot an absolute hammer last year, or a year before, or 2 years ago. Just a non-typical freak of a Coues deer. He shot 2 or 3 big Coues deer out there, and he's I'll just get you guys his handle or whatever, and look at his pictures. One made one of the magazines, one of the magazine it was, but he's and he's just one hell of a hunter. But I don't know.
Studs out there. We've glassed up some trophy Coues deer, and we always like kind of joke like, man, if we were shooting with rifles, we'd have a whole truck.
Oh yes,
those days we see 15 or 20 shooter bucks in one day. Now the trick is they're chasing does or they're fighting or running over the hill, like not playable for a bow hunt, right? And
it's awesome for a viewing aspect because we've seen a lot of fights. Like I've seen more fighting action out of the Coues deer than I have whitetails around here. Like, and it's because you have so much more to see. So you get to see
like behind trees. Like if they're on their feet, you're going to see them.
Yeah. So you're looking at one mountainside that's got 3 bucks on it. One buck is the mature buck with a doe, and he's got 2 little satellite bucks coming in, and he is just kicking their asses back and forth. You look over to another side over here, and there's another group. Like you get kind of distracted, and sometimes you take in all this, and you're like, well, I really need to make a play on this damn thing. But then he's already on the next mountainside chasing another buck off. So the doe gets up, another one comes in, and they run off another hillside. So it's like you got to just kind of get yourself in position up there to play and hope that one runs by. Like there's a bunch of different things that go into that hunt, man. It's tough, but it is fun.
How did you guys get not changing, but changing? How did you guys come across the evolution? I mean, do you know that? Do you know that guy? I can't remember his name, but
Dale.
Yeah, Dale.
Dale
that's cool. Yeah, I just heard him on a podcast the other day on with Aaron, and I don't know. It seemed like they're just bad. I never actually seen one in person. There's some badass broadheads though.
Yeah,
I do know that.
I haven't named his broadheads yet, but I've been using the Ibex release. Jeremy's the one, honestly, that got hooked up with that. He bought one, and Jeremy kind of went with it.
I saw it on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool idea. A hinge release that will lock onto your D-loop. And so I emailed them, and there wasn't much information. It wasn't like a contact us on their website or whatnot, or a phone number. I couldn't just call them. There was an email, contact us. And so I emailed them, and then I ordered one that same day, and he emailed me back, and we started talking, and I said, hey, this is what I want to do. Like, we're shot the 3D experience. It'd be really cool if we developed a novelty shot that you had to shoot your hinge, and that's how you got entered on the novelty shot. And he was all about it. He's like, let's do it. And since then, we've talked several times, and we'll probably call him in another couple of weeks and talk about, next year what we want to do. But he's a super good dude. I had some
Yeah.
some questions from like how a hinge works and operates versus a thumb button. I was having some difficulties with it not hitting in the same spot, and I called him up and he walked me
Yeah.
through it for 30 minutes. We were just talking about different ideas on it and helped me out with that.
Hmm.
I like the Ibex hinge. I want to get my hands on their new thumb button that just came out too. I'd like to try that for maybe next year.
Yeah, that's what I was. That sounds pretty cool. I guess that way you can make it go off, if you want to. So I never shot a hinge. The only time I ever did, I hit myself in the face, and I've
Yeah,
been scared ever
you,
since. So,
you and 10,000 other people have that's done
oh
that.
yeah, yeah. Shit, I had an old true ball one time. I mean, there's a thumb button, and it wasn't set. Of course, I didn't realize you had to set it. It's just jaw still, but it just wasn't tight enough. And I got that saying, like everybody in the world, probably I didn't have my thumb. I had my thumb behind. I was safe, and the jaw just came open. I guess because there must be a tension on that moon or whatever in there
Yeah,
that's
the seating.
whatever that thing is, sever, yeah, where that thing is, whatever it's called, and fuck yeah, just knocked myself just plumb stupid right there in front of everybody, like an
Yeah.
idiot. But
Oh, I've done it.
uh,
I've done it myself.
yeah,
And I was scared of them for a long time, and Jeremy was always like, "Man, you need to start throwing a hinge in there and trying to shoot it." I finally broke down, and what I did is I just went out 5 yards with a bag target and just blank belled it, until I finally got comfortable with it. And
yeah,
I, man, I really like it. I'm still I'm still on the edge of hunting with one
mm-hmm,
because there's a lot of variables when you're hunting. Sometimes you might need that little quick punch,
oh yeah,
different
yeah,
scenarios. But the one thing I never would have thought about hunting with one because I couldn't lock on. So if I'm trying to range and I got to set my release in my pocket or set it down on my leg, we all know what happens when you set one on your leg in a tree stand.
yep,
It's going to
yep,
be at the bottom. So
yep,
the fact that I can lock onto that thing and maybe grab my rangefinders and then get back on it, like that sold me to trying to use a hinge at least.
mm-hmm,
So I'm
yeah.
excited to try to get it out there this year and shoot something with it. So.
Yeah, have you guys been seeing all this stuff about putting five fletchings on your arrows now? Now it's becoming a pretty big hit. It seems like on the IG world anyway. So there's some special jig you got to buy. Yeah, five lanes.
No,
There's got to be something out there, right? Like Ranch Fairy came
Yeah.
out with all the whole heavy
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Everybody's kind of went to that, and then now they're kind of coming back down. Like there's always got to be something with some controversy around it, right?
I've
yeah.
seen Paige Pierce running 2 vanes on hers.
Yeah,
Oh
Ripping the
shit.
vane off so she can get some extra clearance on long range stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Huh.
I haven't seen the 5. I've done 6 vanes before. Just to be
Wow.
silly with it,
Yeah.
but I've never done 5.
Huh.
What kind of jig do you have to do? Have to
I don't know. I know I was listening to Aaron talk about it, and he's messing with it, and it's some special jig. I'm not sure if it's from Arizona Archer Products or not. I think it is, or maybe it's a Bitzenberger. I don't, but I think it's something to do with Arizona AA or AAE or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I believe, I think, but I just use what the heck. I don't. Well, my buddy, my Derek Law, he makes them for me. I don't. Whatever they are. I guess AA beans. They're not very long, but low profile of 3 of them and good helical, and that's
Yeah.
all I need on my arrows. So I don't know. I mean, I ain't messing with them. I mean, I've had 4 fletch. I like 4 fletch too, but 3 with good helical is what I prefer. So for
Yeah, that's
me,
what I run too. I've shot a lot of different vanes. Uh, I always go back to the Max Stealth AAEs, man.
that's what I got. That's right.
That's my tried and true.
Hmm.
It just
They're
depends
one of
on
the
what mood.
quietest ones out there.
Just depends on what mood my arrow guy's in. If I get a three fletch or a 4 fletch,
Yeah.
I don't mess with that stuff, man. Like that takes the fun out of it for me. I know a lot of. I'm not your typical archery guy. That everybody, a lot of these guys like to put everything on their stuff. I hand all my shit to Jeremy, and I'm like, "Hey, get this where I can sight it in, and I'm good."
Yep. Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Don't work on it. You don't need all that. Because we all go through that phase in life where I got to have this and this and this,
Yeah.
or get a new bow every year. I mean, I've been caught up in it, but I don't. I kind of want to take I've got an old monster downstairs, Matthew's Monster,
Oh
and
yeah.
I mean, it's an older one. It's like but it's a killer. It's a 6-inch brace height, and it's an arm slapping son of a bitch. If you're forming it right, or you screw up or whatever, it'll light you up on your forearm like a son of a gun. And I kind of want to go shoot a deer with that. I just want to do too many things. It's a problem, and I want to shoot more, but it's a fast son of a gun, and it's an old. I mean, even some of the old bows, like I think one of the coolest bows they ever made. Gosh darn it, it was a Matthews, but it was so fast for its time.
Switchback?
Who?
The Switchback?
No, it was after Switchback. It was
Z7.
It was 300. No, it was 340 IBO out of the box, pretty much, and that's perfect conditions. And it wasn't the Creed. It's before the Creed, after the DXT. Gosh darn it!
There's Matthews guys out there going to be watching this, going,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, they don't know this,"
Yeah.
and they're going to be naming it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a Matthews guy.
Gosh darn, yeah, I'll think of it eventually. But it was a fast, good bow, and there's so many bows. I mean, hell, I had a Creed, I had a DXT, I had a Z7, I had a Z7 Extreme. You get that bug, and never had a no camera or whatever, nothing like that. But and nowadays it don't matter what you shoot. There's so many good bows now. Every company's making good bows, so you can't really go wrong.
You talk about an arm slapping one. I got a mark on my arm. So I've been dabbling in your world with trad bows.
Mm-hmm.
So I started out, I had just a little Ben Pearson bow that a buddy of mine was selling a bunch of stuff and I got. Well, now I ended up with a Three Rivers Old Mountain Mesa. And then I'm buying off of Daryl Shanholter, a buddy of ours, a Bear Kodiak.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been playing around in the trad world here, trying to get things straightened out on that. So I've been slapping the shit out of my arm here lately.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I don't do it with my recurves hardly ever, but occasionally I will with a comp, especially if it's just too long of a draw, which that one there is. So
the one that I'm playing with now is that Old Mountain Mesa, and it's a 50-pound bow. So getting my form right, if I short draw that thing a little bit and I'm not straightened up, man, it'll slap me every time. But once I get my form right, man, that thing shoots like a dream. Really, like it's nice. I like it.
Are you trying to shoot split fingered or on 3 under, or what are you trying to do in your
3 under?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that too. I got friends that shoot split, but I always pinch the air, pinch it and then it'll throw the arrow off there. I can't do that. So
yeah, that's me. I'm not right now. 3 fingers is what I started out with, and it's what fits best. So I'm not messing with it.
That's what she said. So
yeah, you did it. I was going to.
Yeah, can't help it. If you don't like The Office, then you just go to hell. So I tell you what, it's great. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Luke, I think we're about a little over an hour in, man. We appreciate you coming on and appreciate everything you did for us this year. We hope to see you again next year at some shoots, and look forward to doing some other things with you, man.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, guys. I really do. You guys been very good towards me, so I thank you tremendously. So look forward to a long time friendship. So
yeah, we thank you for your support, dude, and we'll continue to push good products and good people just like yourself, and that's all we want to do is grow the industry, grow the sport of archery, and you're certainly part of that too. So, man, we appreciate you.
It was the Matthews reason. It just came to me. So
gotcha.
that's a damn good bow. I don't know why they get rid of it, but oh well. So, but yeah, no, I really do. You guys have been great. So I thank you for the opportunity, and I'll be around for a long time. So thank you,
man. Appreciate you, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. Yep. Take care.
Okay.
All right.